Namaste. Just a quick video to try and get the most out of our forward fold. We're going to do Uttanasana, deep forward fold, and then take it into a wide leg stance and just give you a few hints on how you can get the most out of the stretches. Okay, so let's turn to the front of your mat. Feet hip width apart, hands come to the hips. Press down through the feet and breathe all the way up through the backs of the legs. Lift up through the chest, pull the waistline in a little and have a little tilt of the tailbone. Arms either side of the body. Hold this integrity in the core of the body. Inhale, reach the arms full stretch all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, fold and touch the floor, coming down into Uttanasana. Bring your hands to a block if they won't touch the floor, and just keep a slight bend in the knees for this first Uttanasana. So just allow the neck to release here. Do a couple of nods of the head. Nice soft neck and throat. And then inhale, lengthen and look forward halfway. Hold here. Exhale and fold. Work with your breath. Inhale, lengthen and look forward. Exhale, fold and start to lengthen at the back of your kneecaps. Bring the legs as straight as you can as you drop the crown of the head all the way down towards the floor. Take a big inhale, press down into the hands, heart comes forward halfway, Urdhva Uttanasana. And just hold here for a second. I want you to suck your kneecaps up towards your hips. So imagine sucking them up, getting a little bit of lift, and then I want you to focus on the tops of your thighs, take them back. So you might see a difference here. As I take the thighs back, I get this lovely arch in the lower back, and then I can fold, exhale, and get a little bit deeper into the pose. So inhale, lengthen and look forward halfway. Exhale, pull up those kneecaps, take your thighs back. Slowly fold more forward and breathe here. Lovely long deep breath as we hold in Uttanasana. Maybe grab a hold of the elbows and allow the top of the body just to get heavy. I like to imagine sucking the breath from the feet all the way up the backs of the legs. So we pull up, re-establish the lift of the kneecap. We take the tops of the thighs back a little. You feel the butt move back. And then breathe down the spine, exhaling all the way down the spine, down the neck, heavy into the elbows. Breathe. And then just a little bend in the knees as you scoop all the way back up. Hands come together, and then bring your hands back down to the heart. Okay, wide leg stance. So, we're going to take our feet hip width apart, wider than hip width apart, and actually just check in. It's probably best just to have your feet underneath your wrists, so we're nice and wide. And then bring your hands onto your hips. So I want you to take a big exhale and breathe down through the legs and out through the outer heels. Feel how the chest starts to pop forward here. So we want to just suck the belly button in and up. Hold here. You should feel some strength now through the core of the body. Exhale into the outer heels. Take a big inhale, rise tall. And then exhale, fold the body forward halfway. Come down to tabletop. Take another exhale, press out into the outer heels. Move the thighs back and then allow the body to hinge from the hips and come all the way down to the floor. Hands may drop to the floor. You may need a block or even 2 blocks. That's absolutely fine. Work with your own body. And just find some softness in the pose. So I want you to press into the hands, into the floor of the block, reach forward halfway, hold here. Re-establish the strength in the legs. Press out into the back outer heel, so press away from you. And then start to take the thighs back, get this lovely curve in the lower spine, and then drop down one more time. Nice and deeply with the breath. Crown of the head is dropping to the floor, so the neck is nice and soft. We often tend to hold the head in these poses, keeping the gaze a little bit forward. I want you to release that. Let it all go. So nice, deep fold here. You may want to extend the legs further to the edges of the mat and maybe even bring the crown of the head all the way down to the floor. Take a little bend in your knees and just allow the body to soften. So the knees bend, and now I want you to spin your thighs back and apart. So we widen the bottom. I'm just going to turn in this direction, maybe you can see a little better. So we have this bend in the knees. I've come down, bend in the knees. So I want you to start to take the thighs back and apart, widening the hips. Gets really strong here. We really start to work the lower back. Legs are working, and then we keep that as we take the legs straight again. Breathe here. You should get a little deeper in the pose. So last time, big inhale, lengthen and look forward halfway. Press out into the outer edges of your feet. Take your thighs back and apart, and then soften all the way down to the floor. If the head comes to the floor, brilliant. If not, brilliant too. Just work with your own body, and you will notice the longer you can stay in these poses, the much better it becomes, the much easier it becomes for the legs to open naturally. So you may hold here for a few breaths, and then because the legs are starting to stretch naturally, you may be able to extend a little further, drop down from your block, come a little further down towards the floor. And then hold here. Use your breath, take the inhale, release and look forward. And then exhale, fold. Little further if you can, and maybe the head will come down to the floor. If the head doesn't come down to the floor, doesn't matter, so what, is only a yoga pose. Just work with your own body. Zigzag the feet together, nice and slowly. Bring the hands to the hips, a little bend in the knees, and hinge all the way back up. Come up to stand. Namaste.